I grew up in Johnston County. I grew up with the same prejudice tendencies because it was part of our culture, part of our upbringing. Growing up, being raised in that culture, I know I said the N word too many times. Tar babies was a normal word. And then it was my experience serving in the military that made me realize how wrong that attitude was. Because after I joined the Army and I had an American Indian for a roommate, I had an Italian from Bronx, New York as a roommate. I had a lot of African American roommates. I started to see that, you know, we all still love baseball, mom, and apple pie.
The military was like a family. We lived together and we cared about each other. No matter where we went, we would fight for each other. This is in the States, that war, whatever. And of course, once we come back home from the wars, we're right back into this prejudice again. Now that was one of the worst things that could happen because we all fought together. Many of us fought side by side. We did many things together while in combat. And then we come back here and return to the same standards as we had before. And most of the whites were higher rank than the minorities. And that sort of hurt. You coming from the same zone, you got along well and come back. And then you come back and even the people in the stores, when you go into a market, they look down on you. Vietnam veteran, he's just crazy. And that was partially true. We learned to fight, we know it's war, and when we come back, we still have that fight. The war's still going on within us.
When I came back home to Johnston County, even though I had changed, Johnston County had not. I joined an American Legion post in the county, and we were having a membership drive, and I brought it up that there's a lot of black veterans in the area, and we should go out and recruit the black veterans. And immediately I was told by the World War II and Korean War veterans that they didn't belong as a part of the post at that time. Their attitudes were, the blacks have a post in Smithfield that they can belong to. You know, this is our post here. I ended up leaving that post because I had a real issue with that attitude.
I visited many American Legions, but I did not feel welcome. I was not welcome. There was one in Maryland I went to, and they told me that you should go to another one. And then when I went there, I saw that this was all black. I said, my God, what's it? So it was just difficult when I see things like that. Hey, we fight together, but we can't drink together when I come back home. It's ridiculous.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
518 always been a small post, my understanding. I think they had like 15, 16 members to start the charter. Mr. King, the founder, primarily he was helping veterans file claim. He helped a lot of black veterans up down Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, because during the 70s and 80s, what have you, a lot of they go to the white post and try to get citizens and file a claim, and they wasn't taking care of them.
I saw an ad in the newspaper that there was an American Legion post in Clayton, another American Legion post, other than the one that I knew was already here. And when I saw it, I thought to myself, I told my wife, I said, you know, this is heartbreaking because I know what this is. This is a group of black veterans who have gotten together and formed their own post because they didn't feel welcome somewhere else. So I made a decision that to not act was to condone everybody's attitude as being right. So I decided I didn't want to be a part of the problem. I wanted to be part of the future. I wanted to help change America, so that's the post that I joined.
Greg, it's just a plus. I mean, I want all races to be in that post. Plus, he's talented too. You know, he's do our newsletter, and he's on the project committee, grant committee, and he's a hard-working veteran.
There's a real disparity in our school system. Only 47% of black males graduate high school. That is a travesty. Less than 7% 8th grade black males read on grade level. It's a travesty. We have the opportunity to create a change within our community by standing up and say, that's not good enough for Clayton, and we can get involved with these kids and we can help make a positive difference. And that's part of what we need to be about as veterans. We fought for our country, and now it's time that we fight for our community.
When I look back over my whole military service, which was not that long, I was only in for 4 years, but I guess I lived a lot in 4 years when it was on 3 different continents. And seeing how much people struggle for the idea of having equal rights. Over time, I began to associate looking at what their struggles were to looking at the struggles that African Americans had had to overcome in America. So it kind of put everything into a visual context for me that really started to touch me and made me want to do something to make a change.
By me being the district commander, I had to go out and visit posts, and I do see some of the posts, some of the same patterns, predominantly white, and no diversity, you know. So it's still set in the 60s and the 70s, but now progress has been made. At one time, for the American Legion, a black person couldn't be at the district level, you know, back in the days. And like now, I'm the district vice commander, and we have a black district commander, and that's awesome. And you got to continue to try to build and love each other, and there's still some more work needs to be done, you know. But you got to keep plugging at it.